Hey guys, this is Dmitry with HardwareCanucks and welcome back to another review. Fractal design cases have always stood out for their elegance and functionality. With every new case though, it doesn't feel new because they keep the same external design and pretty much the same internals as well, with a few minor upgrades. So you're looking at the Arc XL, a chassis with a core focus on cooling and priced extremely competitively for a full tower at $130. And starting with the front, we have a removable dust filter with dual front fan intake, and one thing I keep seeing on pretty much all cases is heavily restricted airflow due to drive cages, and it's something I would certainly like to see changed. The plastic front panel resembles brushed aluminum without carrying that heavy price tag, and there are 4 optical slots. All the connections are located at the top with 3-speed 3-fan controller, audio jacks, PR buttons, and 4 USB ports. The top also features a convenient removable panel with a built-in dust filter with many fan mounting options with support for a 360mm rad. And I like how the 120mm fans are offset to allow better clearance with a 240mm radiator so it doesn't interfere with the motherboard. This is an excellent feature and I would love to see this integrated more often. There's a bit more venting in the back for the top portion of the Arc XL, an exhaust fan for a total of 3 fans included, and 9 PCI slots. The chassis is also elevated on large rubberized case feet with a massive dual fan dust filter to cover the bottom intake. Now, I loved windowed cases, I'm sure you guys do too, especially the ones from Fractal Design without any fan grills and that darker tint that will make your build look beautiful. So getting inside, we get that modular drive cage system with 2 thumb screws, meaning you can rotate the cage for more direct airflow or remove it completely for just better cooling. The drive caddies here are metal, which I prefer as they are a lot sturdier than flexible and weak plastic caddies. They're also SSD ready and feature rubber grommets for the 3.5-inch drives. Now you can further reposition the bottom drive cage away from the front panel to allow thicker 240mm radiators to be installed. In the second position, there's 45mm of clearance, and in the third, over 150mm of clearance for your front radiator, and surprisingly without compromise. Now yes, you lose out on the top drive cage, but still longer power supplies will fit, up to 200mm we have, plus the rubber grommets will help with clean wiring of those drives. This cage does block the lower 2 PCI brackets, which is a problem for larger motherboards like the XL ATX, but other than that, it shouldn't interfere. Now turning the case around, we have SSD brackets instead of just holes, which makes mounting and replacing them a lot easier. There are large rubber grommets and cable tie mounts all over, so cable management shouldn't be a problem. Now one thing I dislike though is how the side panel is mounted, as that gets rid of your ability to tuck the cables at the bottom. And this space is inefficiently located on the inside, which cannot be utilized for anything. But luckily we have a full inch of room to work with at the back. The power supply is elevated with rubber standoffs, but only at the front, which I don't particularly like, but it does the job. And mounting our motherboard inside, this full tower feels large and roomy on the internals. With clean cable work and with the GPU mounted, the Arc XL looks great and there's absolutely nothing negative to say about the assembly. Even with our 11-inch GPU, the rotated cage fits in just fine, and everything cleaned up very well at the back. My only hiccup during a very user-friendly assembly was the audio cable, which wasn't long enough to reach our motherboard. But overall, this Fractal design case is absolutely one of the best choices for a functional full tower. And if you're looking for a more silent solution, the Define XL R2 features identical internal layout but with more sounding damping options. The Arc XL is designed for airflow and water cooling and delivers to that perfectly with front and top water cooling options without compromise. Modular drive cage for user flexibility, rear SSD brackets, and all with an excellent price of $129. I will say that I want to see a more open design for the drive cage to allow less restrictive airflow, which actually goes to all case manufacturers and not just Fractal Design. The short audio cable is something to keep in mind, and perhaps a new frame design to allow wasted space at the bottom of the case to be utilized at the rear for cable routing. But despite these small flaws, I still think this is one of the best full towers in its category and deserves the damn good and the damn good value award. So thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.